Hi, this is Leigh, and I'd like to welcome you to Alcmy Intuitive Arts. I am your mystical tour guide to take you on a cosmic trip through the spiritual galaxy. So if that piques your interest, then smash your ticket and climb aboard and let's go. Let's explore. Let's see what happens. I'd like to thank all my returning subscribers. Thank you. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Please join the mystics on our spiritual trip across the galaxy. And with that said, let's get into it. So today I am going to remake a video that I made the other day, and while I was making that video, something very strange happened. The whole middle of the video did not record, and during that recording of the video, I had a very strange person drive up and get out of their vehicle, and I got a really funny vibe off that person, and I could tell by the last part of the video that was recorded that I was disturbed by that incident. The guy was looking in the car, and he came up behind my car and he was staring, and then he turned around and went back, and then he disappeared somewhere else, and he was driving some kind of a white van. It was a really unsettling experience. And you know, if you're an intuitive person, you get vibes off people, and you know who is in your camp and who is not in your camp. And this guy definitely was not in my camp. At least it didn't feel like it. So anyways, I'm remaking that video, and that video essentially was about a waking dream that I had the other day. And when I say waking dream, it's that time in the morning when you first wake up, and that is one of the times that you're most receptive to the downloads that you receive through your crown, from the Most High, from God, from the divine, however you want to call it. And I had just woke up, and it was like a movie that I was watching for just a minute. It was a very short clip of a movie, but I knew that this had some meaning, because why would I be thinking about that first thing in the morning? And that was, I was walking through a store, and it felt like someplace like Walmart or Costco, a place that has those big metal shelves. And what I noticed is it reminded me of back in 2020 when we had shortages of things. And as I was walking through this store, I was looking at all these different aisles. And I could see that there were no items on these aisles. All of the middle shelves were empty. There was nothing on these shelves. And immediately the term that came to mind, the words that came to my mind was food shortage. Food shortage. And I think I have been speaking about this in my prediction this year and in my prediction last year. And it had to do with the supply chain. And I think this is a message for me. This waking dream is a message for me and for you, now that I'm putting it out there, and you yourself may be having premonitions or feelings about this yourself. But I really was witnessing what I felt was a significant food shortage. The kind of shortage where you are going to have to rely on what it is that you have in your stores. And when I say stores, I mean what you've got stored in your home, or what you can rely on to give and take from the people that you're friends with, your neighbors, etc. But what this dream implied to me was that we are going to witness some kind of significant food crisis, food shortage. And I've since been watching some videos, and I've been learning that there's something going on with the bees. And a lot of bees are dying. In fact, bees are dying in record rates. Now, I don't know why they're dying. Nobody knows why they're dying. I'm going to speculate here that the bees are dying because of either some chemical that they have, or that there's been some kind of a frequency shift and they can't exist any longer where we're at. Now, I don't know if this is going to be turned around, but many speculate and have speculated, scientists, obviously, we need the bees to pollinate the plants for the food that we eat. And so a crisis happening with bees and other potential insects or animals, but especially bees, can create a crisis for us. I also speculate that there may be something else that will affect our food supply chain, and that is issues going on with other countries, and other countries that may own land and produce in our country, for example, China, is a very big producer of meat. I think a lot of these large-scale farms have been purchased by these companies. And the other thing that could impact our food supply chain is the seeds. And you know, the supply of seeds, the supply of proper types of plants that can be properly pollinated. I'm not sure, but these are all the kind of intuitive hits that I'm getting on our food chain. And so I felt like I had to put this out because I think it's coming, and I don't know when it's coming. You know, it's hard to place a finger on it, but because I've been having reoccurring premonitions or intuitions about this topic, I think that it's something going on. Their energy is in the air. So this is not a long video, but it's an important video for you to consider in your life and to watch and be aware and look for signs of things changing. We've already seen the cost of eggs go sky high. I mean, I remember when eggs used to be $3 a dozen. Now they're $8, $9, $10 a dozen. All of these different types of things are going to affect our food supply and will ultimately affect you. And especially if we have some kind of large-scale turmoil, like war or, you know, just adversarial relationships that will cause impact to our... Oh my God. My throat chakra just locked up. That means yes, that's a confirmation. A large scale, I don't even remember what I was saying. Something big is underway, and that's going to be the topic of my next video. So with that said, peace, love.